record, and I'm also going to do this QuickTime recording, which I haven't done on this computer yet, but I'm sure I can figure out how to do that. Let's see. Ooh, iCloud. That's interesting. Applications. QuickTime. Oh, I haven't got it yet. Okay, that's okay. We'll use the Zoom recording. Okay, so I've started the recording, and I'm going to mute everybody. There we go, all muted. And we're going to practice our G major scale there. Everybody, let's do it. Ready, and... Arpeggio, ready, and... Let's do that once more. We'll go all the way up to B this time. All right? Ready? Here we go. Okay, now we've been working on that key for a good few weeks now, and I'm interested to know if anybody notices an improvement with their intonation in the key of G or in general. Has anybody noticed an improvement? A bit? That's good. You're brand new there, Alyssa, but still, you never know. A couple of weeks, you might notice an improvement. But one way to make sure you get better when you're working on intonation is to be picky with your scales. So if you have a tuner on or something like that to give you a reference when you're playing your scale, and you just make sure that you get each note in tune before moving on to the next note and on the way down too. That is going to improve you like you wouldn't believe, okay? Also, the drop downs. Now, I don't know if I explained about drop downs, about playing the open string and then bringing down the finger you want to get better at. And just checking it, just doing it, not tuning it. So open, then the 3, and then you look. Oh, I'm flat. Do it again. That was in tune. Now you try to get a few in. Wow, that was 3 bang-on Ds in a row, first try. And that's what's really, really valuable, to get you playing your tunes in tune, be more reliably in tune, okay? So those are drop downs. You can do them on any string you want, with any finger you want, but I will tell you that it's best to work with the first finger and the third finger first, because the second finger has 2 positions and is always confused, okay? And so I find it really good to do both positions, drop downs on both. But that's why it's better to do 1 and 3 first, because they hardly ever change. They hardly ever change where they're at, okay? So now, why don't we up the game a little bit? We'll do G major a little bit faster and the arpeggio a little bit faster, and see if we have any survivors at the end, all right? Here we go. 2, 3. Ooh, the bow flourishes at the end make me feel like that went really well. How does everybody feel about that at the higher tempo? Did it go okay? Yeah, no problems? That's great. Right on. So, the Drunken Landlady. Were people able to play it a couple of times this week? Get their bow around it a little bit? Oh, that's great. That's excellent. So why don't we just go nice and slow and just practice it a good, say, 3 times. On the 3rd time, I might get you a little bit faster, just a touch, and then maybe somebody could play it for me. I mean, I don't know. I'd love that. But we'll see what happens anyway, okay? So let's try her nice and slow and just practice the Drunken Landlady. Get all the parts right. Okay? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, and... was encouraging because nobody's bow stopped at all there. Very, very good sign. Everybody kept going. How did we do with the faster tempo? Anybody feel totally and completely uncomfortable?
I just can't do the roll with the faster tempo.
Sure, yeah. And my advice for that, I mean, it'll come along. Like at some point or other, you will be able to do that roll. It's just that right now it's a certain speed, and that's probably a good thing at this point. But what I encourage you to do is try to get one in. And if it flubs and it doesn't work, it's okay. But I think you could probably make it work sometime, and then that's going to be your gateway to more rolls.
Dan, I found I started on the slow pace, and I thought I'm just going to not play the rolls. But as I got through the slow pace, I was able to get the rolls in, and I was able to put them in the faster tempo.
Oh, that's great.
Good. Yeah.
Because like when I was learning rolls, like I stress this all the time, but when I was learning rolls, it was the slow that finally unlocked it. Like just the more and more and more slow, and then eventually I could do it. I always talk about how I was working for an Irish dancing show. The first roll of the night was Old Hag You've Killed Me. Great tune, but there's a C roll. That one there. And so I would do it slow, 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 slow. And then I'd sit there, the curtain would open up, the lights would come on, and I'd give it a go. So yeah, really was the slow work that finally unlocked it. Yeah. Anybody else have any great comments like that? How's your roll? How's your roll, Bev? You're looking pretty cheerful about the whole thing.
I think it's coming along, I think.
Cool. Would you ever like play it for me?
Okay. Okay. Oops.
Nice, nice. Want to go on a little bit? Just a bit? Oh, they're pretty nice rolls, Bev. Now, it's a little on the slow side, but the timing is perfect. Keep doing it just like that. You'll increase the speed with more flickiness, but that is nice timing of those chirps.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Anybody else brave and want to try their roll for me so I can hear it? How about Kayla? I haven't heard you for a while.
Sure, I'll give it a try.
Oh, good. Try it again. Now, you're missing one note in there, Kayla.
Okay.
Listen to this. Close. You're doing this. But what we're supposed to do is...
So what note am I missing? I'm not catching it.
Another E. So
okay.
It's... Yeah, try it. That's better.
Yeah. Is it the E at the start that I was missing, or?
It was this one here. Closer, closer. Now, the problem you're having there is actually quite common.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing rolls, especially the third finger rolls, I couldn't stop this from happening. Like it was really hard to stop it from happening. But what it was is when I did the grace note part, right, my melody note would come up at the same time when it's supposed to come up after. Yeah, like that. See that?
I see. Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's the idea there. And sometimes I think that's why they split it up over in Ireland and make you do the grace note first and then the roll, because you're more likely not to do that. I certainly struggled with that for a good long while, that exact problem.
That makes sense. Okay, good. I'm glad you asked.
Oh, yeah, no, good to hear it. Who else wants to play me their roll? Calada's ready. I just saw her move her fiddle.
Okay.
Oh, loving it. Perfect timing. You go a little faster?
Uh,
Yeah, that's holding up pretty good, Calada. What if you went even faster? Oh, those are great rolls. Do you hear the timing of that? Yum diddly dum. It's really, really good. Oh, there's Diana. Hooray. Okay, that's great, Calada. So we're going to keep doing it at that speed, but it's not going to be long before they're really, really coming off your fiddle fast. That sounds really good. Who else wants to play me their roll? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, Melanie, let's hear it, man.
nope.
That is it, man. Now I can see what you're doing right now. I'm not going to make you do anything different because you're getting the timing just right. But you are moving your fingers very drastically, like really big. And it could be what's taking the extra time. The other thing is, remember with the grace note, I'm only flicking that string. I'm not really playing the note. I'm just kind of flicking the string lightly. And so that might also save you a little time too. But that is exactly the right rhythm. So I don't want you to change that. That's really the most important thing with a roll is the rhythm. Okay, so keep doing it just like that, but see if you can kind of just think about relaxing the hand, moving a little less, and I bet you it'll speed up for you. But keep that good rhythm. Who else? Who haven't I picked on? When I get to a certain point, it's like, oh, I better do everybody. How about you, Simone? You want to give it to me?
I'll give it a go.
Oh, good. Oh, really good. That's exactly the right rhythm. Now, I know that one was a little tiny bit flubbed, right? Like you weren't happy with the timing of the 2 and the 3 or something, but definitely the right rhythm. Give me a couple more, just maybe a little tiny bit slower. Yep, that's right. Do it again.
Sorry.
Try to see if you can get your first finger back down a little quicker. Better. Try it again. That one was the good one. Okay. Yeah, that's the idea there. Really good. Really good foundation. A few hundred more of those and it'll be awesome. Okay. Who else? Let's see. Who haven't I hit? Alyssa, you want to give me your roll? Yeah, it's really nice. The second one was my favorite. And I was, yeah. So if you can scoot the bow a little bit even more, it'll really pop out. You want to try it?
Wait.
Oh, that was really, really nice. You hearing that? That's good. Now, I would still endeavor to be a little lighter with the left hand. Remember that we're trying to mimic the flute. So very gentle little touches to the string, but that was exactly the right rhythm and the bow looks great. So that's really good. Who else haven't I heard? How about Stacy? Okay.
Still
You're
can't do it
doing
very fast.
That's okay. Now you're doing everything in the right order. I can hear you stopping your bow. I can hear you go da, 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 like that. See if you can do it without stopping the bow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
gotta crack it off, eh?
That's
Yeah.
really good. That's exactly the right rhythm and timing. So keep it slow for now. You're doing it right. It's just slow. That's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good.
Just more practice.
Yeah, of course. Rolls are never ending. How about you, Susan? You want to give it to us? You're the last one, besides Diana, who's incognito right now. That's okay. Yeah, that's the right idea. Now you're taking a tiny little smoke break in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know that. So you're kind of going dum da 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 da. Little smoke break in there. Okay.
I do, and I don't know how to get rid of that.
So you have to move your bow. That's the biggest thing, is to just move it. Oh, another thing. Wait a little longer to actually do the finger work. Wait a tiny bit longer to actually pull in that grace note. Better. Do it one more time. That was the best one so far. Nice and smooth. Okay, now I have this crazy idea there, everybody. Why don't we do 500 E rolls? Just like that, and I'm going to gradually speed it up, okay? And then when I see everybody frantic and somebody throw their fiddle out the window, I'll stop. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, that's pretty good though. People were very, very hesitant to give up. That's great. You know what that reminds me of is this exercise that we used to have to do in jazz school on the drums, and it was a drum roll. So you guys know, I'm sure you guys know, that a drum roll is actually made up of letting the stick bounce on each hand, so that it makes two notes. So da 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 da, and it comes together to be a drum roll, right? And so my teacher used to get us to start like this: dot 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 dot, to the point where you actually have to bounce, let the sticks bounce. And so instead of two muscled motions, it's just one. And there's a point at which you kind of switch over, and you're trying to make it really smooth. And rolls are like that. Rolls are very much like that. It's like you muscle it out until a certain speed when all you can do is flick and hope. And if you did enough muscling out with the right rhythm, like I keep stressing, then you're going to have a better time when you flick and hope. Because that's really the only way to do a good roll, is to just kind of like, you know. But if you've done the slow work, you have better results. Okay. But how were those rolls? Did they feel okay to people? You starting to get a few of them working with all those rolls? Kinda? Cool. Okay. Well, that's roll practice. Yes, Susan.
So you know where my confusion with these rolls comes is that like you've got a B and then an E and then another E, which is the E is the quarter note.
Yeah.
And I in my mind, I want to put all that roll on that E quarter note as opposed to the eighth note.
Well, actually, you're not wrong, because when you play a roll, right, you always hold the melody note for, everybody always says at least an eighth note length.
And that's why I want to play it a down, up, roll down.
Yes, I know, and that is a very common instinct, but I want you to try to counteract that, and just it's kind of like chewing gum and walking at the same time. When we're doing this, you just want to keep moving that bow up, and it'll become more automatic. But you're right. I mean, what you're observing is right. It's just part of learning rolls, especially the up bow rolls.
Okay.
Okay. Good point, though, for sure. Anybody else have any good points like that? No? Okay. So let's drill away at the drunken landlady a little bit more. And we'll get her going a little tiny bit faster. Okay, here we go. A 1, 2, 3. Oh, gotta mute. There you go. Okay, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. A little faster. Ooh. I like being able to stop and watch you guys play the last 3 or 4 notes. It's really good because of the Zoom delay. It works out really well. So that looked pretty good. The last few notes looked like they were pretty confident. Everybody was feeling okay. Yes. Oh, you're got to mute. Got to unmute.
There.
There you go.
Oh, that took a long time. So the last line, the last 2 or 3 bars, like I'm not playing whatever it is you're playing. It's totally different. It sounds different.
Let me see what I sent you here. I know too many versions of tunes. Drunken. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm playing. Except maybe it's the fact that they got a half note here, and I'm playing at the very end, and I'm playing an F and an A to get into it again.
Okay,
Do you want to play those 2 bars for me, Melanie?
I can try.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the last 3, I think, that I start running into problems. So.
Okay. Now that was all correct except the rhythm. So that F there is a long note, and so is the A. See that?
Okay.
Try those as long notes. See if that makes more sense. That's her. You hearing that now?
Okay.
Yeah. So rhythm is the hardest part of reading music. I'll tell you right now. But luckily for us fiddle players, usually all we have to deal with is quarter notes and eighth notes, mostly eighth notes. So whenever I'm learning a tune, that's what I do. I just look for the long notes. I kind of start with those because I know all the other notes are probably just going to be eighth notes. See what I mean? Makes it really simple. Anybody else having any problems with Drunken Landlady? Anything at all? Or questions or stuff you want to do or anything like that? Did anybody hear the different ornament I threw in there second time around? See that? That was a roll followed by a grace note. So that's what I did there. It's a very common thing to do to replace a bit of the melody. You know what I mean? A roll followed by a grace note. Alyssa, you look like you have a question, but you can't work your mute button. Is that right?
The only thing I'm going to do is get the backbeat in there because that makes it sound more fiddly.
Oh,
Irish,
for sure.
Irish fishes.
Absolutely. So why don't you play me a bit of it? Let me hear how your backbeat's coming along.
No, but I need to do it with you. I need to the help of your
Okay, so how about we do that? Everybody can work on their backbeat. My God, like who doesn't need to work on their backbeat anymore? Jeez. So why don't we all do it? And so, yeah, we'll go. Now tell me something though, Alyssa. What speed would allow you to get it in there without it being so slow that it lacks rhythm? Would it maybe like this? Well, how about this? See that? It gives you time to do it, but you can still hear a rhythm. You think that's going to work? Okay, let's do it, everybody.
And can you emphasize the really hard backbeat?
I will smack the hell out of them backbeats as good as I can. All right? Okay, here we go. Ultra backbeat. 1, 2, 3. Okay, geez. Everybody hearing those backbeats real good? Was I pounding on them hard enough? Now, did you notice how I was pulling that off, though? I'm not pounding like this. I'm pounding with scooting the bow, making that bow fast. That's how you belt out the note. Okay, now how did you get along that time, Alyssa? Was it better? You getting a little bit of backbeat in there? That's great. Anybody else feeling a little bit of backbeat in there? A bit? Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right, well, I think I deserve a beer after all that hammering away. So I'll be right back. And what did I send the wise maid?
Yeah.
I did. Okay, so take out the wise maid, start taking a look at it, and we're going to learn that one. Okay, and that's a really good one for the backbeat because it's like all 8 notes, that tune. All right, so I'll be right back. All right. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Sláinte mhath, or as my Irish friends say, slanty math. Okay. So the wise man.
I
Huh?
have a question.
Yep.
Were you doing all those backbeats on a down bow?
Not all, because you can't really do all the backbeats in this tune on a down bow.
Okay.
You got to do some on the up bow. So check this out. See that? That one too. See that? The second part's more forgiving. They are all on a down bow with the second part. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the wise maid. So first of all, I'll play it a couple of times so you can kind of get this D major business in your head. I better get up the version I sent you, though, so I don't confuse anybody. So easy to get confused with this stuff. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good version, you know. It's not too bad. There was many versions on the session.org, but this one I thought was sort of the closest and the most adaptable. Okay, so I'm going to play it a couple times. Okay, everybody getting that in your head there? Now you can hear that it's a big arpeggio, this tune, especially the second part. So if you have your D major arpeggio a little bit in your head, that sure does make it easier. Anyway, the way that it opens up is with, guess what? A big roll. Okay, it's that dotted quarter note there, that F dotted quarter note. We could do a roll on that. And then we got the little scale that. Okay, so that little lick there is the roll. G, F, E, D, back up. And then you do a little bit of the May behind the bar. No, everybody notice that? People that already play the May behind the bar? That's the very first bit of that. It's like I say, there's no new tunes. It's just Morrison's jig. There's only one tune, Morrison's jig. Everything is a version of Morrison's jig. Okay, so let's see if we can put those two bits together. We got the long roll on the F, down the scale from G, back up, May behind the bar. Yeah, that's good. Let's do it again. Ready, and. All right, one more time. So we got to do this a lot. Ready, and. Everybody getting that okay? Okay, and then we got this here. That's a little scale in thirds there, right? See that? So we got the D, up we go, scale in thirds, descending line, skipping a note. And then this E, B to E thing. And there's a roll there in this music, okay? If you don't want to do the roll, most people actually just play. See that? In that part. But the roll is fine too. So, and then we do it all again. And then the D, scale in thirds, a little different descending line. And that's how that works. Okay? So let's do, first of all, let's do each of the bits. Let's do that opening bit one more time. Ready with your roll. Okay, and now let's get the, let's do that a couple more times just to strengthen it because we got to repeat it a lot. Ready, again. Last time to be sure. Ready, and. Okay, now we got the next lick, the long D. Up we go. Scale. Descend. Let's do it again. Ready, long D. One more time with that. Ready, and. Okay, that's looking pretty confident. Anybody having trouble with that lick? Good. Okay. Then we got the first one again. Let's just do it just to say we did it. Ready, and. Long D. There we go. See that? That's the A part. Pretty simple, really. So why don't we go right from one end to the other and see what happens, okay? If there's any problems or you have any questions or queries, just let me know. Here we go. Long roll on the F. Ready, and. Again. One more. How are we feeling? It's good. Nodding is awesome. Anybody have any bits or pieces that they cannot do or would like to do better in the first part there? Anything at all? I'm gonna drink a beer, so I got time to wait.
So the rolls start.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, I'm not sure what I'm rolling again here.
Okay, so that's the 2. So the melody note that you see on the music there is F sharp, right?
Yep.
D2. So you're gonna go 2, 3, 2, 1, 2.
Okay.
Want to try it there, Melanie? I'll hear it.
No, can I see what you do first?
Oh, sure. No
Slowly.
problem. No problem. So we got 2 is the melody note. And then 3, 2, 1, 2.
So you're hitting 2 different strings?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. Just the way
All
you're
on the
doing it.
one string. So it's 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. All in one bow. Okay? Give it a try. No? All right. Anybody want to try playing that roll? Because actually that's, we haven't done, I don't think we've done a second finger roll. We've done the first finger roll, but that's the second finger.
Just a question, is it a down bow or an up bow for the
It's
roll?
a down bow. Good question.
This
It's
no.
what they call the long roll.
Oh.
So take your time with it. Like here, the up bow roll for Drunken Landlady is short and sharp, eh? But this one is long. It's the ornamental one. So you space it out a little more, take a little bit more time with it.
Dan, I have a question, and I don't know whether you want to get into this right now, but the bowing,
Yeah.
because you do the roll and then you do, I think,
Three.
three notes in one bow, and then in the next phrase, I think you do another 3 notes in one bow.
I'm always doing that, man. I call it the big Irish up. So check it out. You see how I do that? So there's like 4 places there where I do that big 3 note up. I'll do it one more time. That's where I'm doing those. Now I'm exaggerating there, using my shoulder so you guys can see that I'm doing the big ups, but it does remind me of when I was working at the Royal Conservatory. I ran the video conferencing machine for them. And there was one for classes that streamed from different universities, because the Royal Conservatory is all about distance. And so this guy was from Mount Royal College, and he was a professor. And the class I was streaming was string techniques and repertoire. And so it was basically a history of who played what and why, for violinists. And it was really great for me because I got to audit the class and watch all the footage of the great violinists from history and hear the guy point out stuff about their bow hand, like something I never noticed before. I always thought the classical bow hold, those guys, used the classical bow hold, and that's the way that like everybody was the same with this. And the first thing the guy pointed out was we watched videos of Yasha Heifetz, Fritz Kreisler, Yehudi Menuhin, and he pointed out the 3 different bow holds. Each guy had a different little idea, you know. So it was a really good class. But there's this one guy, and he was a Romanian violinist, and all the violinists in the class like went gaga when the guys talked about this guy's technique, and so they showed a footage of this guy, and I swear to Christ Almighty, it's the most beautiful up bow I've ever heard in my life from this guy. Absolutely gorgeous up bow, and he was doing this thing. He was leading the whole thing with his shoulder like this, right? And the violinist guys were all like, "Oh wow!" It was a Hungarian guy or Romanian, either one. And they were like, "Oh man, nobody can do an up bow like that." And then I hear one of the other guys go, "Yeah, but I heard he can't even move his shoulder anymore. I heard that it's totally not good to do. He shouldn't do it." And then another guy goes, "Yeah, I heard that too. You can't do that. Nobody can do that." And I thought to myself, yes, somebody can do that. That guy can do that. You guys just can't do it yet. But it really was absolutely gorgeous. And ever since then, I've kind of adopted it a little bit. I don't use the full shoulder, but I find that thinking about it gives me a unified arm, because that's what they always banged on about, a unified movement like a whip. See that? So when it comes from the upper arm, for the up bow, you can really drag that whole thing up there uninterrupted, you know? Anyway, an idea, since we're doing some up bow rolls and big up bows, just an idea to keep in your mind. So that's where I'm doing those 3-note ups, okay? Okay, so let's try that a couple of times. You guys can see me. You can just try to mimic what I'm doing. Yes, Melanie?
So it's this actually the second bar that you're doing the rolls on.
No? Hold on now. Don't want to lie. Oh, yeah, you don't count that very, very first bar because that's a pickup.
Yeah, that's what was screwing me up. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, pickups. Every time you look at a piece of music, remember that pickups are optional. They don't. I could start this tune on the roll. I usually do. See what I mean? So yeah, that's the actual first bar of the tune.
Dan, is it like the G, F, E that's slurred together?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then the next one would be the B, A, and F in the second bar is another opportunity for a big up. And then you can't really do one because you got this triplet. So you're doing that triplet on an up. Yum, diddly dee, da. But then I usually like to slur in the up, the Irish up, the C, D, B that come after that. See that? It goes over the bar line.
Oh.
And that's where you really get the Irish sound. That's what they really love to do, is to slur over the bar line. Okay, and into the downbeat there, which really, really works. And then it would be the same as you carry on for the rest of it. So let's do it a few times. Let's see who can get that bowing in and see if you like it. Okay. Make sure everybody's muted again. There we go. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and. awesome. Big ups happening. The people that were doing them, how did it feel? Did it give you a bit of the feel that we're looking for? Who was able to do them? Alyssa, how did it feel for you? Did you start to get that Irishy sound coming in there? Good. That's the idea. That's good. Kayla, I saw you pretty successful with that. Did that work out?
I'm still kind of figuring out. I got for some of them, but others I'm still like, I'm not used to this Irish bowing. It's confusing my brain. So I'm still working on it.
Really zigs when it should zag. It's true.
Yeah.
But Irish people are like that, man. It's just you get used to it after a while. Okay, so that's great with the first part. We got the first part. We got some bowing tricks. We got some ornamentation. That's really great. Now, the second part. This is the part that never ends. It just keeps going on and on. It's got these arpeggios. Eh? You see, I'm sure you can see them on the page there. And it's like you do them in the key of D. So, and then you do these arpeggios in the key of D. And then you do them in G. And then you got the same ending. Oh, is it the same ending? No. No, it's a long-winded ending. All the way to there. Okay, that's how it works. So the first phrase. And that's going to be the pickup note there, that G. Okay, so let's try playing that first phrase nice and easy, not too fast. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ugh. She's changed the season. It's just awful. Anyway, let's do that again now that I'm in tune. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time to be sure. Ready? And. Okay, then we got these two arpeggios. We got F, A, D, F, and then down and out. See that? Very cool. Really awesome idea. Let's do that together, guys. Those two arpeggios. F, A, D, F. Ready, go. E, A, C, E. Let's do that again. Ready, go. One more time. Ready, go. Okay, and then this little simple. Okay, let's do that too. Ready, and. You can do a little cut on that A if you want to, or whatever, or you just play it. Okay, let's do that one more time, the ending of that phrase. Ready, and. Okay, now let's string together what we have so far. This part is a handful. I don't know if you noticed, but this is kind of, this is a tune that does not go back and repeat the first phrase again. Did you notice that? Yeah, so we have more phrases going on. So let's stitch together what we have so far. Okay, ready, and. Success? Look successful. To be sure, one more time. Ready, and. that looked great, guys. Okay, now the next bit, this G arpeggio, and then back to the D, and then back to the D, and then down we go. Okay, so let's just get those little arpeggiations there. All right, so we start with the B to D. Ready, go. We better do that a couple of times. Ready, from the B. One more time. Ready, and. Okay, and then we got the ending. That's a tricky little lick there. So we got the 1, 2, 3 on the A, and then C to E, and then descend. And then we got more arpeggiations. My God, it's like the end of a sermon, eh? Takes forever. Okay, so let's do that one more time, right from the from the little triplet there. Okay, ready, and. Oh, that looked nice. That looked really good. Let's do it again just like that. Ready, and. That looked good too. Okay, everybody looking really good there tonight, like confident, you know. Must be the St. Patrick's Day vibe, this Irish music. Making everybody feel like they're doing it right. That's good. There you go. Poor Calada doesn't get to join in the fun. I remember being like that when I was a kid. My dad would have these parties and, you know, the Kayleys and actually it worked out great for me because I was like 11. And what I would do is with the house full of half drunk people, I would take a toy, one of my toys, and then make a bunch of raffle tickets. And I would raffle off one of my toys. And the drunk people bought the tickets like crazy. Like I used to clean up doing that. And of course, they didn't want the toy when it was done. So I still get to keep the toy. You'll have to think of something like that, Calada. Some kind of scam. Okay, so we're going to put together the whole B part now. We might as well play the pickup. F to A, and then a great big D. Ready, and. All right, that looked pretty successful. Everybody's nodding and like they finished at the same time. That's a good sign. Is everybody feeling good about that whole B part? Good enough to take the grinder to it? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. right, looking good. How's everybody feeling about the B part? Okay. Anybody have any problems or questions they'd like to bring up or talk about? Mm-hmm.
Do you mind putting some like dirt in it?
Yeah, sure. And I was going to say this is a really good candidate, this tune, especially the B part, for the longbow style. Now you see how you can hear how I'm doing that. You hear how that belts out the rhythm really nice, but pushes everything along really nice. Because the good thing about this tune is that it's mostly eighth notes. So you can really do that longbow thing uninterrupted, you know? And the way you would do it is, so picture doing that, you got to play the D. So after the D, you're going to play the next four notes in an up bow. And then the F there, you're going to play in a down bow. Okay, I'm going to go through this whole part with this bowing for anybody that's interested, because if you want to get a way to make your reel sound Irish, this is a really, really easy way to do it. Okay, so yeah, down for the D, up for the A, G, F, D, down for the F, up for the A, D, F, down for that high A, up for the F, G, F, down for the E. What do we got now? Lost myself. F, G, F. F, G, F. Yes, okay. Up for the G, F, A. Down for the D. Up for the F, E, A. Down for the C. Up for the E, D, F. Down for the E. Up for the D, C, A, A. And then you're interrupted there because you got a long note. You see that? And then I'm going to start again. I'm going to go up. So B, D is the up bow. Down for that G. B, A, D up bow. Down for that F. A, D, F up bow. Down for the A. F, G, F up bow. Down for the E. And then got a little fanciness coming here. I do it all in one big bow. Up for the D, diddly da. All in one bow there. See that? And then you're going down for that C, up for the E, D, B, down for the A, up for the, you're getting the idea, I hope. Okay? So it's like up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down is basically how I'm getting through that tune with a couple of interruptions. Does that make sense to the people involved who would like to do that? No, Susan? You didn't follow all my what note is what bow? It is kind of complicated, but like if you look at the best way to look at it is take a look at the very last line of the tune, which is pretty well the straight run of eighth notes. Okay. The way that you're going to be able to achieve this long bow is up, up for the first two eighth notes, down for the third eighth notes, up, up for the next three, down for the next one, up, down, down, all the way through. You getting what I mean there now? Yeah. And that's why it's only two to begin with, because the swing happens when you join them up and it becomes three in the up. So it's up, down, up, up. That's where you start to get the long bow thing happening. Does that make sense for the people that want to try that? Okay, good. So how about this? How about we start it and you guys desperately try to do that? All right. And I'll play it a good few times so you have a chance to try to get that bowing in. And I'll try really hard to use that Romanian guy's move so you can see when I'm doing an up bow. Okay. So let's do the whole B part. And remember, 4 down for the D and then 4 in the up is how we have to start this. Okay. But after that, 3 in the up. Oh my God. Okay. I realize sometimes that I talk for a living. 1, 2, 3, and. work? Anybody able to do it? Sort of, kind of? Yeah?
Yeah,
I thought so.
well, kind of. It's a good thing
Kind
for
of.
you to watch. But it's funny, when you change, because you kind of get into a rhythm in the first line, and then when you go to the second set of the low arpeggios, that's when you do the 2, and then you do the 3 up, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Because that then all feels kind of out of sync to me. But anyways, maybe that's
Yeah, because well, yeah, because you do get interrupted with that long A, eh? That interrupts your nice long bow pattern. You got to turn around, and that's what's happening there. It does usually throw people for a loop when you actually are able to get it going, and you're interrupted by like that. It's kind of like, and then you just try to keep going. But that's why I always emphasize, if you get an interruption like that, it's going to be 2 up and then 3 up after that. Okay, good point though. Anybody else want to say anything about trying to do that? It helps us all when you talk about the effort.
A cheat sheet would be really helpful.
Yes, it would. I'll see what I can do about that. Good point, Susan. Yes. Anybody else?
Can we try it in the first part? Does it work in the first part too? Or no.
It does here and there. Now, in the first part, remember the bowing that I showed you in the first part? That's kind of as much longbow as you can get in it. Like, you might be able to get a little bit more longbow in there, but there's more interruptions in the first part. See what I mean? So I put in bits of it. So those 3 in the up things that I told you about when we were doing the first part, that's pretty well all I put in there. Not every tune. And I should also emphasize always that nobody does longbow right through a tune. Like, I probably wouldn't even do the longbow style right through the whole B part like I just showed you. This is for practice. You use bits and pieces because you do different ornaments and stuff like that. See what I mean? And if you do longbow for absolutely everything, it tends to get an old time sound because those guys do that a lot as well. It sounds different because they do a lot of double stopping with it and stuff, but it's the same bow movement. And so if you're trying to get the Irish thing, I should always point out that nobody ever does it right through. It's just elements, just like I showed you in the first part. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So that being said, shall we try the whole maid? I think so. Why not? We're not doing anything else right now. Okay, the whole maid. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, geez. When everybody finishes at the same time, it makes me think you all did it right. How did you do? Did you do okay? Yeah? Anybody having any problems? Susan, you look a little bit weary, or wary, I should say.
It'll take some working on the bow.
Oh, on the bow, yeah. But you got the melody okay? Okay, yeah. The bowing, that's going to take some work. That's why I thought it might be a good one to introduce this whole subject. Like, you don't get that Irish bowing overnight, man. Don't worry about it. Take your time. And that's why I'm always saying that the odd big up bow is great, you know? Not only is it like, you know, you feel like you're doing it right, but if you're playing a tune successfully and you manage to get a few of those in there, it's really going to feel right. Like, it's going to give you the right rhythm and sound, rather than kind of hammering away at it and forcing yourself to do it. So just really try to concentrate on getting a few in there. It's all you need for now. Success begets more success. So you get a few in there, after a while, you'll be trying not to do it so much, you know, which is kind of what I do, okay? Does that make sense? Let's grind away a little bit more, guys. Couple of times. All right. 1, 2, 3. That was a grind. How did everybody do?
Good. Dan, I have a question.
Yeah.
That long A in the second part, that last measure in the first line, are you
Yeah.
putting something else in there?
Yes, and it's common. I forgot to point it out. Sorry. To play a C natural pickup note.
Okay.
A lot of people do that. Like, I think I got it off of Kevin Burke the first time I heard that C natural pickup note there. Very common to put that in. It's not in the key, so you might missed it. Yeah. C natural pickup note. But of course, you don't need to. You can just play the straight A, go into the next bit. Any bits or pieces, any problems, any questions or comments or anything? Anybody just want to curse at me? No? Oh, geez, that's great then. No problems. That's great. Okay, so I'd say in our last remaining time, why don't we try putting them together?
Oh,
What were you gonna ask there, Bev?
nothing. I was nothing, actually. I thought we were almost done when you said before we were going to put them together. So I was going to say good night, but
Oh, almost.
sorry.
We'll try putting them together and then that'll be about it. But yeah, so we're going to play the Drunken Landlady. Let's just do it twice, okay? Otherwise, it's a long stint of playing when you're slow. So we'll do it twice, Drunken Landlady, and then we'll blast into the Wise Maid. Now, let me just look at that transition here before we go and do that. Oh, it's a really easy transition. So the other one ends on a long E, and then you just play those two pickup notes that you see there. It'll work really, really well, okay? So why don't we work on that transition first? So we're going to play this bit of the Drunken Landlady. And then okay, so let's try that from the long A. Ready, slow. Again, long A. Ready, and. Did that work? Yeah? Okay, cool. So let's do it. All right. Let's go a little bit of like that should work, okay? So twice each there, guys. Like girls, I should say. I'm the only guy. 1, 2, 3, and. more time. Here we go. All right. Irish setter eels, drunken landlady, and the wise maid. Interesting that I put those two together. I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking how nice it is to go from E minor to D and how much there is to work on in the wise maid, but it's pretty funny now.
That's
Anyway, how's everybody doing with all that music? All right?
good.
That
Thanks.
was a load of music there tonight for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you guys very much. So we'll see you next week. We'll work on this set and we'll we'll do maybe some Scottish stuff. Cleanse the palate.
See you later. Thank you. Good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks a million, everybody. See you later.
Good night.
You.
Bye bye.